StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between SortOf and Lilbow on Orbital Shipyard. Hey, guess what I found? A replay pack of Katowice replays. I'm casting the ones that were not originally cast by professional casters. So let's get right on into it. In the top side of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Zerg player. It is SortOf. And in the bottom side of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Lilbow. So PvZ here for you today. Again, I did get the replay pack out of Katowice. Katowice? I believe that's what it is. Katowice. And somebody in the comments of one of my previous videos said, hey, there were a whole bunch of series that weren't actually cast live and weren't cast at all, as a matter of fact. Can you find those and please put them on your channel? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab some of the best ones from that. I believe it was the round of 32 in IEM 10 Katowice. And so I'm going to go ahead and again, found the best ones for it, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on the channel, and everybody should be very, very happy about that. And let's get right on into this. It is a pool first from SortOf. SortOf, you madman. We've seen this kind of thing before from SortOf. SortOf is not an all-the-time, always macros kind of Zerg. He definitely enjoys putting some pressure on Protoss and seeing how they can respond. Is Lilbow up to the task? Looks like he's going one gate expand here, which is not exactly ideal if you have a bunch of Zerglings knocking down your door. So the question is, will SortOf be able to get his lings up here and start damaging some things before Lilbow? Is my sound off? It was off. Before Lilbow can actually wall off there with a full wall. So right now he has the cyber core up. He's not going to fully wall off here for just a bit. And guess what? The lings are on their way. The lings are coming on in. So it's a spawning pool into hatchery here from SortOf. He did not go all in. He didn't go for an extractor. He didn't go for a macro hatch or anything like that inside his own base, which would not make any sense now that I think about it. But he's planning on following this up with some very more standard macro play. Here come the lings. I don't think... Does Lilbow... oh my gosh, Lilbow. Oh, no! Lilbow does not get it. He doesn't get the pylon. Oh no, Lilbow. He's going to lose this pylon. He's going to depower the gateway. He's forced to pull all of his probes to try to deal with this. The lings are trying to kill as many probes as they can, but it's actually fairly difficult. Probes are a lot better against Zerglings than you would expect. I guess it's because there is 50 minerals for each of the Zerglings. So a little bit weaker than you would expect to see. Is he going to get the pylon before the Zealot pops out? Yes, he gets the pylon before the Zealot pops. The Zealot is stuck. What is Lilbow going to do? These lings are right inside this mineral line. He has killed already 3-4 probes. Mothership core, very useful here. The lings can't do anything about a mothership core. More lings pop on up. They're going to go ahead and try to get rid of this pylon too before it pops, because if there are no pylons here, there's no photon overcharge available. There's no way that this Zealot can come out. The lings need to prioritize that pylon. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess maybe he's trying to supply block. There's the photon overcharge though. Run, lings, and loses 3 of them there. Oh, what a clutch photon overcharge from Lilbow. And this pylon does get up, and yes, it looks like Lilbow has stabilized here. He still has some slow lings loose inside his base, but he didn't lose too much. He did lose 4 probes and a pylon, but that's it. I think this last ling is going to go down very, very quickly. Some pretty good angling there from the mothership core. Not quite able to get it. Not quite able to get it. 1 hit point left on that Zergling, and no way is he going to get a probe kill. No. Nope. So a bit of a nice early attack there from SortOf. Didn't do as much damage as possibly he wanted to, but he's making up for it by going for a 3rd hatchery. 3rd hatch at the 3-minute mark here. He has a single extractor. He is up 25 to 24 total harvesters. So he actually turned that into a fairly good position. It's just a bit of a reset. He put some of the fear of God into Lilbow, made him worry about the swarm, because mostly Protoss just kind of sits back and says, you know what, Zergs can't get through my wall. I don't have to worry about much of anything in the first few minutes of the game. I just macro up, get my builds going. But when lings show up at your door and start killing your stuff, it kind of throws those plans out the window. Lilbow appears to be going for Adepts, as he's getting the Resonating Glaives update, or upgrade. Also getting a Warp Gate research here, and there it is. There's the Twilight Council hidden down here, increasing the attack speed of Adepts by 45%. So Adepts, they were nerfed a little bit in TVP, in that Adepts are no longer able to 2-shot Marines. It is a 3-shot on those Marines, which helps quite a bit. But they still 2-shot lings, obviously. And they still 2-shot drones, obviously. So Adepts, as far as a harassing unit in PvZ goes, are actually pretty darn good. So, yeah, SortOf is going for a Roach Warren. He's fully saturated back here, just kind of hanging out, spreading that creep fairly well, knocking down this unbuildable plate structure to avoid a misclick later on. Doesn't have anything going on at this third base quite yet. Is that static defense? Yeah, he's throwing up a Spore Crawler. Is he worried about DTs? I would not be worried about DTs. Lilbow is not behind. He's not going to Dark Shrine. He's getting a third Nexus of his own. Many, many gateways. This is an interesting location for these. I guess it's hard for an Overlord to scout this area. He has to come all the way across here or all the way down and across here to see it. And I mean, they're just gateways. It's not like there's a lot of benefit to hiding them. Obviously, the Protoss player is going to have gateways. And he kind of sees them anyway. I mean, the Ling came down through here, did see the gateways building, and saw the Twilight Council. I'm not sure why Lilbow is continuing to do this. Unless just harassing Roaches, Ravagers have a hard time getting to this location inside his base, and it kind of keeps his main base cleaner for base defense. That is something that makes sense to me. Overlord placement good here from SortOf in Lair, coming up for SortOf as he started to saturate his third. He has, it's 47 to 47 Harvesters, 61 to 77 total supply. Pretty big force of Roaches for SortOf coming up. I have to imagine he's going to mix in some Ravagers, as they're a little bit better in most situations than Roaches are in the ZVP matchup. Especially against Immortals, because Immortals do extra damage versus armored, which is what Roaches are, but Ravagers are not armored. I don't know how you go from armored and then morph in a new unit from that unit and it's not armored, but I'm not the one who designed StarCraft 2. I'm not the one who built this world. I just commentate on it. Spore Crawler, Roaches. I don't know if this is enough Roaches to actually deal with this many Adepts. Can't quite decide back forth. There's the cancel. There's the cancel. Lilbow did not quite like the scenario there, didn't quite like the number of Roaches that he saw, and actually blocking off his own main with Evolution Chambers. Oh, smart play. Smart play by Lilbow. Temporarily blocking off his main so the Adepts could not get inside the main base, which is where Lilbow wanted to go. So he just temporarily blocked him off, canceled those, got his drones back, and everyone's hunky-dory. The Adepts weren't able to do anything at all, did 0 damage. 0 total damage. But it is 62 to 61. Harvester SortOf is still up 105 to 114. There's Roach Ball looking okay. Any upgrades on these guys? Evolution Chambers that he made, I think, were just fakes. Hydralisk Den coming up. We'll probably see some Lurkers mixed in here, too. +1 Carapace. On the way for the Lings, Roaches, Hydralisks, Lurkers, Ravagers. I mean, Banelings. A lot of things benefit from that +1 Carapace on the ground. So definitely a good upgrade to get, especially in PvZ. Knocking down that debris, possibly preparing to take a 4th base over here. Probably should very soon, as Lilbow's 3rd base is fully established. Fully running here, more gateways, and a robotics facility making a Warp Prism here. So a Stalker Adept Warp Prism play. Where is his higher tech, though? I mean, I guess he's getting Blink, but you need Disruptors or Colossus or Immortals or something. I guess he could be getting Immortals out of this robotics facility in just a minute, but for now, it's an Observer. Let's see what the next plan is here for Lilbow. Nothing yet. Not doing anything yet out of that. So I guess it's just going to be a Blinkstalker Adept type play here. Hydras, I think, would be good in this situation, except for the fact that Hydras do take that extra damage from the Adepts. The Adepts doing 22 damage versus light units. Lings mixed on in. Lings might be actually a really good answer. So Ling Roach Hydra play. Here he comes. Lilbow marching right up this ramp. Wants to get rid of that Spore Crawler first for reasons. And here comes the Concave. Good job. Ling's kind of dancing around. Not quite ready to engage here. Taking some big time shots. Swooping on that right side. And no force fields available to force off that ramp. I bet Lilbow wishes he had some of those. Lings right on top of the Stalkers. That's where they want to be. Roaches, Hydras. Roaches taking the damage. Hydras doing most of the damage. Exactly what SortOf needs here, but more Blinkstalkers warping on in. This Blinkstalker attack can be pretty good as long as the Hydras, however, can get shots off. Drones being pulled off the line, too, to defend against this. Is this going to be the end for SortOf? Is he starting to slowly whittle down this Stalker composition? He is. The Stalkers are slowly starting to get taken down. Ravagers are throwing down Corrosive Bile onto individual units as well. And finally cutting through here, getting right on top of it. With the drones fighting in the front is SortOf. I don't know if he meant to do that, but he's only down 56 to 61 Harvesters. He's throwing his drones back on those minerals, and he held. I mean, he held. He stayed alive. And again, as Stay9 always says, that's the goal of StarCraft 2, is to not die. Not die. So yes, maybe he lost some drones there, 12 to be exact, according to my UI here. He lost 12 drones, but he's not dead, and he can live to fight another day, live to get a 4th base. An attack coming up along this left side, continuing with this Adept play, is Lilbow. I just don't know how you do against a Roach Hydra. Oh, Lurkers mixed in here too now, +1 melee attack coming up for SortOf. Possibly planning on getting Ultras a little bit later. Ultras pretty good in this matchup. Immortals are still very excellent against Immortals, or against Ultras, however. Scouting Adepts walk right on in, and they can actually finish this transfer. They do. They're going after these workers. They're going to kill a couple drones. Another big attack. This queen has been left out in the middle of nowhere for a while, and she just gets sniped down immediately. Sorry about that. Did the Adepts die, or did they sneak off somewhere else? I think they're dead. I don't think they were being microed in, so they are dead. big Adept swing swelling right up and in here. Are there enough Hydras, enough Ravagers to do this thing, splitting them up? There it is. There's the finish. Adept's right in the middle of everything, actually taking down Hydras very easily. Very easily. There's a couple lurkers here trying to spine through everything, but one lurker is not enough to really do this. And once again, drones are being forced to pull off the line to try to defend against this and crazy level of harassment. And that's it, a GG from SortOf. SortOf is defeated, Lilbow is victorious, and SortOf has left the game. What an aggressive play from Lilbow to match the aggression that SortOf displayed in the early part of that game. That pool first play probably didn't do as much damage as he would have liked to see. SortOf was kind of stuck at that point, maybe didn't have the economy he wanted to towards the mid game there, and that was it. That was the end of the game there for SortOf. Well played to our Protoss player today, and our Zerg player will live to fight another day. So that's it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.